butter what we ate for dinner, so I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud.
Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. That decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
First down. Here's Cousins. Heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Flush to his right. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
To number 87.
From 19 yards away. And the Bears have taken the early lead.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off and not the ha-ha. That was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
At the 20.
On 2nd and 9. Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Khalil Mack.
There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cousins. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And it's 3rd down.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Incomplete, a disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Boy, 30 more yards and another first down.
First down, Chicago.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're...
And they got him behind the goal line. Cook goes down for a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 27. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From the 29, Trubisky. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Play action. Now Trubisky. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
40-yard line.
On 2nd down now. It's Cook, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
On 1st down, it's Cook, and he'll take this one up close to about the 45. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
It's 2nd and 8.
Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 37.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
give to Cook out of the gun. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Cook, the ball carrier. Khalil Mack in on the tackle. 1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Bears' 35-yard line.
After one, it's 9-0.
With the score, Bears 9, Vikings nothing.
Second and 9. Now Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Cousins. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
I think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They're all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
They go play action with Trubisky. That's complete to Mooney. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
It's a
23 yards, the final tally.
And the Bears' 1st down.
As they run the counter play. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year as the Bears push further out in front.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And he'll drop here to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. To throw is Cousins. He's going to try and go deep again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Michael Palardy now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Well, he'll field it in the end zone. And he is out of bounds up around the 14-yard line. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. Prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive,
and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Another try after the first down sack. Trubisky. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by McDougal. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal, trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Throwing is Cousins. Runs up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open, just a split second too late on the release. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And my goodness, this is incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Chicago defense able to come up with a goal line stand. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive? Or you just throw that out?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
1st down, Chicago.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now this throw caught left side. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line.
It's a game.
A big play there on the catch and run. 65 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Trubisky to throw again. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. On second down, Cook. That sets him up for third down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Michael Palardy now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here comes Cohen. All told, that a 55-yard punt with a net of 40 after the return. And the Bears take over.
38-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
By the wide receiver.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. His pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. He haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Following the interception, Cousins. A ball for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Trubisky. The Cowboys got it over the middle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports? And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Now Trubisky to throw. He's going to go deep for Conley. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big pickup of 38. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up
throwing here Trubisky. He's going to go deep for Conley. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those. But the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And able to find Conley. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd.
On 2nd and goal. Trubisky. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bears will extend their lead.
I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Robert Quinn able to record his 5th sack of the season. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over it.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, They all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just... Interception thrown by Cousins. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Their own 16-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Cousins gives way to Cook, and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
On the pickup, it's 2nd and 8.
Cousins to throw it. Open here, Adam Thielen. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Here's Trubisky. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
He's going to go deep for Conley. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
To number
A big play there with touchdown number 3 here in this game and 17 now on the year. And the Bears continue to pour it on.
Is good.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there. And trailing big here in this fourth quarter. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Cousins now. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 49 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins. This is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
That's another Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. Second and 10. Cousins again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 14. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
Zane Gonzalez.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 46. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense can crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
2nd and 10. It's Trubisky again. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hughes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Well, going for Jefferson downfield. And now here's another interception. Eddie Jackson picks him. And to the 30-yard line, that's where the return stops. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
At their own 47-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator.
And now here's another interception. Eddie Jackson picks it. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
At the 40-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
And it's third down.
Well, there's that man again. It's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards.
Down Bears.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Play action. Now Trubisky. They'll rifle this one deep right side. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And he'll take it all the way out near the 30-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now they try the right side here. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
And it's fourth down.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. On 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. Right there on the coverage to knock that ball away was Mike Hughes. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it.